It is something we're going to have to deal with. You believe this was the right call for Facebook, but let's talk about why. Do you believe that they are just like any other business and they are entitled to judge service as a privilege, and as long as it's not a protected class that they're excluding, they can say no shirts, no shoes, no service?
Chris, yes, as long as they're being consistent about it. And as you pointed out, the top sites on Facebook are all conservative sites. Ben Shapiro, Sean Hannity, Fox News. They're not discriminating based on viewpoint. Here they're making a judgment that they don't want speech that's going to incite violence that led to the death of a police officer. I think that's perfectly appropriate.
Now, people will say, well, they're a publisher. I don't get it. I don't see it legally because, you know, CNN, Time Magazine, these are publishers in terms of how the law sees them because they control the content. This place, they just basically own the building, Facebook, right, metaphorically, and then anybody can come in there and they don't know who's saying what. They wouldn't be able to check it in real time. So what do you think is the right fix to balance people's interests in what they're exposed to and the interest of the business to run a business?
I think you need more competition. You should have not just Facebook, where you have Zuckerberg and one board making a decision. You should have multiple social media sites. And that's why I thought the merger of WhatsApp and Instagram was unfortunate. Look, Chris, if you told someone, Khanna is a horrible guest, my ratings go down, I never want him on the show again, I don't have any First Amendment right to protest. I could write letters, people could complain, but ultimately it's your decision. And it's ultimately Facebook's decision. We just don't want them to be a monopoly.
Because you want to have people that have alternatives if you don't like their rules. Because at the end of the day, illegally, you believe as it stands without legislation, it is a privilege to be on there. It's not a right. Even if you're a president, even if you're a congressman, that they can prescribe what you're saying. Are you okay with that?
Actually, if you're a president or a congressman, you have a lot of other venues and avenues. The bigger risk is if you're just an ordinary citizen, and I think that's why they said we have to be very careful before permanent deplatforming, and I thought that was judicious, because you don't want a situation where many people could be deplatformed for life. But yes, they have the right to make these determinations as long as they're being consistent.
What do you think happens next? Do you think there's any chance that there will be a move to legislate what can and can't be done there?
I do. I think we have to be very careful in reforming Section 230, but here's what I think we can do. If a court finds that there is speech that is inciting violence, that's actually going to lead to a threat that's actionable, then I think the court should be able to order these social media sites to take it down. That's not the current law.
Khanna, thank you very much. There's more conversation to be had as we see what happens next. You're always welcome here to make the case, and thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, be well.